Hello, how you guys doing? You guys doing good? I'm doing all right myself. Let me go ahead and get a screen region for you guys so you can see my beautiful yet tired face. Where is that feature? Chat? Okay, I guess we'll use this one that has chat on it. Official Pig Wrestler, thank you for the 23 months of support. I don't know why that doesn't appear in the pop-up. It doesn't, does it? Yeah, it doesn't. That's really weird. How's it going, y'all? I had a good Christmas. I hope you guys did too, or at least a survivable one. We figured out what the issue with the car was. I don't know if I told you guys that we were having issues with the car. I had a dream where you murdered Santa on stream. That's not how I would do it. I would never stream myself murdering someone. You don't record your crimes. That's how you have problems. But yeah, I was thinking we would just do a thing. Yeah, my mom is feeling better, and my dad had a bit of a sniffle, and it worked out. How was your holiday? It was actually really nice. I think I had one of the best Christmases I've ever had. Not the best Christmas, because I did propose to my wife on Christmas Day once, so music's a bit loud. I apologize. Nothing really important happened. It just was nice. Like, my brother came back into town, and we just hung out. You know, it was me, my parents, and my brother, and my wife. And it was very low key. My wife made a whole bunch of like sweets and stuff, and my stomach is still reeling from the amount of food that we had. But you know, everyone enjoyed their gifts. My brother did giving us a gift card, which I was not expecting. So I looked like a bit of an asshole by not getting him something. Yeah, it was just like we were hanging out. Oh man, I forgot. Oh, dude, I gotta tell you guys about this stupid thing we found out about. Oh, I kind of want to go down do you guys want to go down like on a weird rabbit hole with me? Because there's some weird stuff that my brother was letting me know about. Let me see if I can, let me see if I can find out how we can get this information. So, so my brother was living in California, right? And so he ended up driving from California to Texas, right? When he did that drive, he had to go through Arizona because reasons. And he heard about a town called Felicity, California, which is like kind of near Arizona. No, it's just in California. Why did I think that he had to go through Arizona? Oh, it's between the border of Arizona and South California. Okay. And he found out about the center of the world, the official center of the world, as discovered by this man. It's in that pyramid there, the center of the world. It has been officially recognized by the entirety of the town. They had a vote on where the center of the world was going to be, and everyone in town, that is to say, himself and his wife, and that's it, really, voted, and in a decision of 3-0, it was decided that this specific spot in that pyramid is the center of the world. Now, you might be asking, wait a minute, you said there are only 2 people who lived in this town, this guy and his wife. That's because I forgot to mention the dragon, which was accepted as a reasonable thing, yeah, by the dragon. So, right, the dragon's not a real person. The dragon is a character in the story that the mayor of... You can't just say that and not show us. No, we'll get to the dragon in a minute, but the dragon is from a book that this man wrote. And I need to look up the name. I believe it was Center of the World. Ko, the Good Dragon, and the Center of the World. So the dragon, Ko, here, ended up voting in the election as well, which you might say, is he a natural born citizen? Is he real? How does that even work? And the answer is, I think that they realized that only 2 people, yeah, no, we're getting into a lot of different things here. You guys are going off on all sorts of tangents, and I have to explain this story. Okay, so a fictional character got a vote, and it was accepted because there were 2 people. Imagine if 100% of Americans decided that they wanted a certain president to be, you know, the president, right? Even if there was like a dragon involved that voted, you would still be like, I mean, literally everyone's behind this decision, right? That's the wild thing. He doesn't believe the earth is flat. That's what I was thinking too, because why would you do that, right? Why would you even declare a spot to be the center of the world with a plaque? There's a plaque, you can stand on it. And you'd think that he's a flat earther, but I believe the fact that he has the Granite World History Museum, which is made out of, you know, granite, and he's been adding details to it of different events that have happened throughout the world. And on the first slide, or on the first granite thing, granite history of the world. Not grenade, nope. I've got some fat fingering going on. Okay, so if you look, first off, this thing is kind of cool as shit. It's a massive complex, right? Set in this town of these, like, things. I'm not sure if you're seeing that or not, but, like, it has... Are we zoomed in? I'm gonna have to see what you guys are looking at. Yeah, you guys can't quite see it. So this is the museum that he's made. It's meant to be semi-indestructible. I mean, obviously it's stone, so it's as indestructible as that. But he, I guess, is hiring someone to, like, do stuff on it. And he's put a lot of work into this. But if you notice, if you look through one of these, you can actually find that there is a slide fairly close to the beginning of one of these that shows the Earth as a round object, like as a sphere. So the guy isn't doing this because he thinks that, I don't know, like, whatever. Like, he believes that the world is round and is putting education to that effect. Now, some of you may have noticed in some of these shots there's a church in the background. According to him, he doesn't know why he built it, and he hopes he figures it out before he dies. Bishin Gengar, thank you for the, what is that? 4 months of subscription. That's very cool of you. What are you talking about? I don't fucking know, man. And you might be asking at this point, who the fuck is this guy? Which is a great question to be asking at this point. He's declared the center of the world to be in a pyramid that he made. He made a church just for the fuck of it. He has a granite museum. He has a sundial clock that is the creation of Adam, right? It's this bronze arm from the Sistine Chapel. It's that pointing finger, you know, the one where it's like Adam and God are doing this. It's God's hand, and it points towards the pyramid, and it's a sundial. This is a sundial. This is like an IRL Minecraft experiment. Where did he get all of this money? That's a great question. Let's look into who the fuck this man is. Well, he's the mayor of the town of Felicity. Interesting fact about this guy. He named the town after his wife, Felicity, which is amazing. So Jacques-Andre Estienne is the guy, right? This is the man that we're going to be talking about for the next little bit. Let me go ahead and get the screen region fixed. He was born in 1929, which makes him 93 to 94 years old. We don't actually know. But I name a town after my wife, 100%. It's a wife guy thing to do. Prominent volunteer in World War I. When did World War I start again? The First World War was from 1914 to 1918. So we're already learning some interesting things about this man. Oh, Yvonne Estelle. His dad was a volunteer in World War I. His dad, okay, that helps quite a bit. That makes so much more sense. When I first read this, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm reading. So Yvonne, his mom, was a volunteer in World War I for France, I would assume. His dad's name is Andre. So his mom volunteered in World War I and II. His dad was an investment banker and diplomat. They left France in 1940 to avoid the German invasion. Kaizen, thank you for the 29 months of support. He went to Princeton. He's known as the guy for popularizing parachuting and is the father of American skydiving. So the answer to how did he do this? He did this because he had investment money, banking money, and also invented skydiving for America. Are we sure this is the same guy? Yes. Yes, I am. Because if you keep scrolling, you can find out about Ko and the good dragon in the center of the world. Now, when you start reading into him and him talking about why he thinks that that's the center of the world, I believe it's because the dragon told him. Which again, I believe he just thinks it doesn't fucking matter. So, to be clear, this man has built a pyramid, declared the center of that pyramid to be the center of the world, and he was like, my source is I made it up. I also made that church over there. Fuck it. And then you made a museum out of rock. I believe what we have here is a man who has enough money to just do weird shit. Yeah, that's what I was having the biggest problem with when I first saw that the official center of the world. I'm like, the Earth is round, so like the center of the, and it's not really round. It's kind of bean shaped. Because we always depict it as being a round, like a perfectly round object, but it actually is kind of like a little bit deformed. It's like not perfectly round, but it's close enough, you know, kind of a bean shape. Slightly beansed, ever so elliptical. It's squashed at the poles and it's got a little bit of a squooshing to it in general. So like you would figure the center of that to be like in the Earth's core, right? Like that's how I would figure it, you know? He asked France to say, hey, this is the center of the world, right? And France was like, fuck it, all right. So the center of the world has been officially recognized as the center of the world by France and California. This guy is not a flat earther. That is very clear to be sure, because again, he has this thing, his granite museum, and it shows the world is a sphere. I mean, it would be like, I would assume it would be dead center of the world, like, you know, in the molten core. Like, he thinks space is real. He thinks the moon is real. Also, this random ass staircase here, this is the original staircase from the Eiffel Tower. Who the fuck knows how he got that all the way to California? I don't know how he got that. With blazing white windowless walls and aquamarine door, the church stands out against the otherwise dull-colored landscape. Jacques-André has dedicated it to Saint Felicity, the Protestant and Catholic clergy, by the Protestant and Catholic clergy in 2008. The other Saint Felicity, not this one, gesturing towards his wife and quietly chuckling. So, you can, if you are in the area, spend formerly $3 to go inside the pyramid, and then $2 to get a official certificate to Did my brother visit this place? No, he just drove by, not realizing what he was missing. He just was like, yeah, I saw this thing, and we started looking into it, and this was a great deal of our conversation. I told my wife, I don't know what I'm going to do with this bare land, but it has to be entertaining. I bought a plot of desert in the middle of fucking nowhere. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, honey, but we'll figure it out. We're just gonna hang out in the Sonoran Desert for a while. Sure, as one does. He did it for the bit. However, let's get back to the dragon thing. So this book about the dragon, right? You'll notice it's $400. I'm not talking about the Spam Museum. We're talking about the center of the goddamn world. Everyone knows about the Spam Museum. A lot of people in this chat are not aware of the good dragon at the center of the world. If you look up Ko and the Good Dragon at the Center of the World, you do get some videos on YouTube. Let me go ahead and go to YouTube real quick. Give me a sec. Need to like do a private window so that way I can still get ads and then I'm not like gonna screw myself. So immediately when you search in a private tab, mind you, does Ko stand for the center of the earth? I don't fucking know, because you cannot actually get this book, right? It's a little, okay, let me point out, these are the first two videos. So we're about to get into some weird shit, okay? Yeah. Creepy 1984, Good Dragon at the Center of the World. This was streamed by Enter the Stars. Let's see what he thinks of
Good morning, everybody. Welcome note. And but for now we need to get through this book, Ko, the Dragon at the Center of the World. And these end pages say it all. A circle of dragons eating their own tail. The horrible.
Guys, it's a circle of dragons eating their own tails. I'll crank it so you guys can hear it.
Horse. Now, also there's an occult date in the pages here.
This guy's giving me dumbass conspiracy theorist vibes. I don't know. Let's keep listening and see if that's the case.
May 22nd, 1952, if I could zoom on this correctly. May 22nd, 1952. What's up with the occult date 5/22? Well, May 22nd, 5/22 has 223 days left in the year. That's 223, which is 322 backwards. So it forms like a bizarre mirror, right? And look at this.
I found this video when I was trying to find any fucking information about what the book is about. This is the only man who seems to have a copy of it, and he's special, man. He's a real smart lad.
5/22 and then 1952. So there's another 5 too. So there's something to this. Now, these pages are in no particular order. But here's what else I found disturbing. A map of Wuhan, China at the center. We'll get into that page as well.
Jesus Christ, not Wuhan. Not a fucking town in China. This is about where I stopped the video because I clicked randomly to about this point in the video just because I saw actual pages of the thing being flipped through on my phone. I haven't looked through this book. You can decrank this video now. Here's the problem. This is the only source that I can find of the book. So if we want to find out what this book is about, which appears to just be about it's just a children's book. I will buy you the book. The book is $500. I'm pretty sure we could get a copy directly from the author cheaper than that. Like, there's got to be a reprinting of it. So, I'm aware that everything this man is saying is going to be, you know, and we've been only listening to him for about 5 seconds, and people are in chat are like, huh, maybe this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Maybe he's trying to make it into a conspiracy theory. Maybe this rich guy's like pet project is nothing more than just the guy had a shit ton of money and bought some land in the desert and decided to do something with it and then wrote a children's book. Maybe that's all it is. Or maybe it's a secret plot or some shit. I don't know what the fuck this guy's gonna say. My apologies in advance if this is somehow anti-Semitic or something, but if we want to read the book, this is, I think, the only way to do so. I low-key want to listen to it with the sound on, but I'm also scared to. What do you think I should do? If this is even a book. Oh, that's a good one.
With the longitudinal line running right through Wuhan, China. This was 1984, you guys.
This is 1984, you guys. So China, right? So can we just get like a map of China? Like if we zoom in, could we just see like, oh, look, here's some major cities in China. There's Wuhan, there's Nanjing. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing any of this right. Shanghai, Hangzhou, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Taipei, you know, okay. They're not really China, but you know. Now I'm banned from streaming as a VTuber, I think, on certain services, but you know. So it turns out that Wuhan is just a big ass fucking town. And that if you're looking at a map of China, one of the towns you'll probably want to put on a simplified map like this might be Wuhan. It doesn't seem to be to scale at all. So calm your tits. But okay, no, wait, no. Excuse me. I'm not thinking with that conspiracy theory mindset. He knew. Is clearly what it is.
There's also talk of dragons kissing children on the cheek, which is also somewhat disturbing. Let's get into some of these pages, you guys. Now, the book starts off here. Here's the May 22nd, 1982. It's a letter from the author and the builder of Felicity. And as you can see here, text and illustrations, 1984. So, you know, I'm not trying to stretch this just to fit the 1984. There it is right there.
He's not trying to make this into a conspiracy theory, guys. It literally says 1984, which was... I want to make sure I get this right. 1984, when was it written? 1949. Huh. From my recall of this story, he wrote it in 1984 and he was like, yeah, I need it to be soonish, but still like a bit away. So why not I just flip the date? So and instead of it being 1948, why not it be the year that everything goes to shit is 1984? Ah, there we go. We got it. Okay, 1984. That's good. That's a good date. The date was randomly chosen, more or less. Yeah? So it's like it's not fucking important. That's not the point of the book. As someone who's read it and thinks it's a good book, it's literally not important that the year was 1984. But anyway, this book was published in 1984, whereas the book 1984 was published in 1949. But okay.
We're going to go through these pages. I have not actually sat down and went through this page.
Guys, there's a fucking conspiracy. Wuhan's there. 1984 is there. The dragon kisses children on the cheek. What does that mean? Does that mean that he's just a kind dragon who loves children in a non-sexual way? Or is it part of a secret cabal?
By page. I took the highlights. So we're going to get through this book together today. And if there's anything I miss, please put it in the comments section.
No one fucking knows because they don't have this $500 book.
Let's back up here. It says, to Supervisor Abe, whatever, with best wishes from the good dragon and from their human ambassador, Jay. So, the author and builder of Felicity is calling himself the human ambassador to the good.
It's not that deep, my bitch.
Dragon. This looks like the red, white, and blue of America. The dragon is represented with the spiral tail. And after great adventures told in the quest of that's weird. Ko emerged one night breathing fire, clawing the ground, exercising his wings, and looking at the stars. Let's count these spikes on his back. 1.
Okay, before we count them, what number is this gonna be? Without counting, how many do you think it's gonna be, and what does it mean? I'm gonna guess that it means, I don't know. It's always the numbers. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what number it could be. It's probably not 13. It's probably like 23, which means something weird. Let's see.
2.
Ko, the good dragon, right? At the center of the world.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So that kind of lines up with the 522 and the date. The man called Jay was there. You, Jay, said Ko, are our human ambassador. So he was selected by the dragon. This is crazy, you guys. What a creepy story.
It's a children's book. You're freaking out over nothing.
Published and printed in the United States by Bluebird Press.
And I'm sorry, the author's name is Jai in this. Okay. Also, he has an active chat going. This is a chat replay, obviously, because this was live streamed. We see some very interesting takes, like Cranton will help kick pain pills. That image shows what the US flag represents. This is a review YouTube, so Casey can review it for us. You false prophets keep saying 5:22:23 is the rapture. How do people keep going back to liars? False prophets. The chat's kind of something too. I should probably leave it on screen as well. Hold on. I'm sorry. You're missing out on the experience by me not showing you that.
Whittemore, California 92395. This is just the end papers here. Remember, this was 1984.
How many views does this video have?
Keep reading here.
Here's the fucking worst part. This guy has 119,000 subscribers. I've been looking at my Google Analytics and I found out that only 4% of my viewers are actually subscribed. So if you like this video, suck my cock! Did you know that those, when you actually say that, that actually does get you more subs? And that's why people say that? Okay, so here's my theory of what's happened. We have weird dude with skydiving experience and a shit ton of money. You guys can't see this. Let me move the... There we go. Fuck it. There you go. And so he makes a town called Felicity, which is his wife's name. I don't know, town. And then he uses that money that he made to fucking... I don't need to chart for this. This is really not chart worthy. He just made a book and then justified it. And then this guy, this random dude, Enter the Stars, is like, what if this means something? I'm curious to find out what he thinks this actually means in the end.
Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hills. That lines up with the 522 date.
It was DNA RNA manipulation that changed lizards to dragons or giant lizards. Cool.
Dragons like warm places. Long ago, when families settled at the very middle of hold on. Let's back up here. Dragons like warm places long ago when there were still dinosaurs on...
No, this is actually horribly formatted. This is gonna fuck with children. I was with him on that one. What the fuck? Because, yeah, it looks like it should be read like this. Dragons like warm places long ago when families settled at the very middle of there were still dinosaurs on the surface, Co's Earth, and they have been there ever since. What if it's a hidden message? You're right. What if this is a hidden message, guys?
On the surface. Co's family settled at the very middle of the earth, and they have been there ever since. Now look at this. That almost looks suggestive there with these two dinosaurs.
Oh, come on!
Then Co goes down with his family to the center of the earth. Now, you guys have long since known that my theory on all this is that the Book of Enoch says that the fallen ones sinned again.
Okay, the Book of Enoch comes out. Let's go. The Book of Enoch is a famous occult text. The Book of Enoch, or Enochian in general, is a language invented by a guy who said that he was speaking to the angels, and so it's like sort of like a it's a non-canonized portion of the Bible. It's Apocrypha. It is not considered part of the official Christian canon. This is fanon. Literally. It's Bible fan fiction. It's not officially recognized by the Catholic Church. But okay.
Against reptiles and animals. And I believe what that word sinned against means is they genetically modified the animals of the pre-flood era. And in doing that, they created these massive dinosaurs. Why? Well, so they could hunt them and eat them. Look at the 2 needles they're using here. 2 needles to basically do knitting. But in this case, I think we all know what this is really about. It's got a 66 on its pineal position.
What are you talking? What do the needles mean? I don't know. Fill me in. Fill me in. And he's got a 66 on his pineal position. That's bad, I guess.
Like the mark, possibly, on that one particular dragon.
Which is supposed to be 616, not 666. That's a translation error. But regardless, it's not either of those numbers, which means that it's not the mark of the beast, it's just his fucking hair. I love chat here. They are perverts. Hydra. Hollow Earth. This is a very odd way that they put that together. Pervert dragons? Some dragons is over 5,000 miles. It makes me wonder if the Earth is bigger than what we have been taught. What? What? Source on that dragons are 5,000 miles long? I love that I have jokingly come up with a theory that an inch, like, you know, if I were to have a ruler on me, like an inch isn't actually an inch. This is a bullshit theory I came up with. And I'm worried that this guy actually might believe it. All right, so like, you know how long an inch is? It's about like the distance between your knuckles here, right? What if that's not an inch? What if Big Ruler is lying to us and an inch is actually half that distance? Right? So the Earth is twice as big as we've measured it to be. What does this mean? Fucking nothing. It's a stupid theory I came up with, but I think the chat actually might believe that in this fucking guy's video. An inch is whatever you want it to be. Yeah, that's why I decided to make it up. Rev, look at the description. Yes, he's asking for stand against corporate media monopoly censorship by pledging your monthly support to the channel. And then you can send him money through these things.
I can't read that.
Yeah, I can't either.
Dragon something something, that's something. I can't read the rest of that. But also this almost appears to be a bunch of inverted 666s if you were wanting to make that connection.
Yeah, if you just want to make shit up, you can.
Let's keep going here. Ko's father was a scholarly and ceremonial dragon. His presence was required at all weddings, funerals, baptisms, and public occasions. He breathed fire fiercely, hence his books were fireproof. Whoa. So, the ruler of this world, the Bible tells us who it is. It's the devil. And it appears.
What? Yeah, all right. You know what the craziest thing here is? I think the Joe Rogan video on this might be less insane. I'm sorry, yeah, no, I keep pausing it.
Appears as though when the flood happened, that great dragon.
Why so many spirals? Good question, Nastar7. Maybe it's because the guy doesn't know how to draw fire, and so he's just kind of doing a thing. This guy's back doesn't have 22 things. Yeah, Joe Rogan also talked about the trip to the center of the world. It's a 10-minute video, and I don't know if I actually want to go there and watch Joe Rogan.
Books were fireproof.
Whoa.
Whoa. So, the ruler of this world, the Bible tells us who it is. It's the devil.
It's the devil.
It appears as though when the flood happened, that great dragon found himself in the valleys and mountains of the earth, which is exactly what the book of Enoch says happened to these dragons.
You know, the flood in the Bible. Just assume he means either in the Bible or the Book of Enoch or one of the other ones. You know, one of these kind of out there books that people are into. I used to be super into reading Enochian. I thought, like, it's a super interesting language. Where's the connection to the flood here? Crack pipe? The dude just explained that the fire is upside down 666s, which he didn't explain at all.
And spirits. They were locked into the center of the earth, or into, it says, the valleys and mountains of the earth. And it says in Enoch that.
So Enoch, getting into like all the stuff involving the Book of Enoch is going to take too long. Just know that this is a favorite of occult specialists, and conspiracy theorists love occult stuff. They love looking into occult stuff and not looking into the history of it or reading anything about it. They just sort of go, this is a thing that occult people believe, and occult stuff is bad because Satan, right? That's pretty much it. The Book of Enoch has translations of what the angels were talking about, and there was a lot of conversation about Enochian, which is the language, and you could, you know, talk. It's a book on how to talk to angels, and obviously devils are fallen angels, so you can talk to, you know, devils this way, and so you could start doing some real cool devil worship by doing that. So that's why Enochian is so popular here. That's why he keeps referencing back to the Book of Enoch and stuff like that. That is a very cursory understanding of Enoch, but that's good enough to push you through this section, I think.
When that happened, sulfur was created.
I'll be honest, I have not read the Book of Enoch.
Is what powered the hot springs. And then there's a prophecy in the Book of Enoch that says that when these hot springs grow cold, then that means that these entities have been released to judgment. Not released to run free, but released for judgment. So far this book's pretty accurate, isn't it?
What?
Look at all these books that this Ko's father was in charge of. Ceremonial dress, weddings, dragon lore, dragon peerage. I don't know what that is.
Let's look up what the word peerage means, because I don't know either. Pure... Is that how you spell it? P-E-A-R? Okay, 2 E's. This is just like hanging out, right? Peerage. Title and rank among peers or peeresses. Peers is a class, those holding a hereditary or honorary title. It's like a lineage. Okay.
Family photos, contracts, world history, legal history.
I'm sorry,
so the whole legal system Dragon was in charge of. Let's read about Ko's mother. Can't get this zoom right. Sorry, guys. Ko's mother.
Perfect model.
Can't read that. Dragon lady. 1/2 fiery puff from her left nostril.
That baked bread that a French cook would envy.
Baked bread that a French cook would envy. Baked bread that a French cook
Children's
would envy.
book!
At the same time, she would bake a pie with her right nostril. But she...
Sodom and Gomorrah, baby. Corrupt courts. Marcy T, I want whatever the fuck you're on. Because holy shit. This is what I feel like when I'm reading. Let me try this. Ko's mother, the perfect model, the something model, dragon lady, 1/2. I'm gonna have to zoom in. 1/2 a fiery puff from her left nostril, baked bread that a French cook would envy. At the same time, she could bake a pie with her right nostril, but she only did that when no one was looking. She instructed Ko that dragons, and particularly dragon ladies, never show off.
She only did that when no one was looking. She instructed Ko that dragons, and particularly dragon ladies, never show off. So she's baking with her hot breath. Let's keep going here.
No, that's... What about the Illuminati? Because they use their nostrils or something to bake fire. Or... What, that one you couldn't figure out how to do a thing with? Nothing of note there? That's just a regular children's book page? We're just skipping past that. No, it all adds up. It all means something, I'm sure. Why was the dragon wearing a tutu? How many spikes were on its back? Is it an inconvenient number? We could count them. Does that horn look like a penis?
Dragon ladies never show off. So she's baking with her hot breath. Let's keep going here. Ko was often bored and restless. He needed a mission. One day he consulted Wad, the wisest and oldest dragon. Wad lived in a deep cave near a river of lava. One could hardly see through the steam. Ko knocked and waited respectfully.
I live on a 200-mile dragon, and the other side of the ford here is a 15-mile dragon. There are much bigger ones. Hard to wrap your head around first, but I see this 100% facts. From Mike, Dr. Wake Walker. What? For you've created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. So that's what the needles mean? Marcy T is still popping off. Marcy T is on the real shit.
Come in, said Wad. I have been expecting you. Huh, wonder what that's about.
No, we're not gonna go anywhere with that? Again, cave? What about, you know what cave I think of immediately? The cave that you go, the soccer, the fucking cave, the shadows on the cave wall. There's the fucking, this. Look, guys, we're in the fucking Matrix. He's going into the cave. We're not going to even talk about Plato's. Do I need, like, is it because he's not Christian? The Matrix is real. Or perhaps this fucking doesn't matter and it was just a weird ass children's book written by a guy who jumps out of planes for a living. Sorry.
Omala Viticus, Opoxy Malongo, Wangala Butterping, Frobisher Zingo, come to dinner right away. Dragons have long names, said Wad. Your mother calls you, and then they spell it all out here. It is a bit clumsy when called to dinner, but your name is now Co. It stands for Center of the World. And it is
what?
A prophecy. Oh.
COE stands for Center of the World? This was an easy thing to fix. Yeah, I mean, Center of the Earth makes sense. But that's not what's written here. His name should be Co with a W. Cow. Yeah, that would be cow. Center of the world, cow. Or Kotw.
Boy, the plot thickens. Now, it's weird because Center of the World is not the acronym for Center for COE, right? COE would be Center of Earth, but they keep saying Center of World. But let's take a closer look at this name.
Who is Odin? Sounds like a spell. This was streamed this year in May, by the way. Just
that Co originally had. Remember, this was 1984. Omala Viticus Opoxy Molongo. Now this sounds like gibberish, and it may be.
guys, it could be gibberish, but what if wake up, all of us are God's chosen. I don't know why I said that to you guys. You know that. Also, it's thanks, Kim.
But maybe there's something else in here. Wangala Butterping Frobisher Zingo. So we'll have to run this through an anagram finder to see if there's any scrambled words in here.
Real quick, can you make Satan SATA? And yeah, you can make a Satan out of that.
But that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Let's keep going here. As Wad said the word prophecy, the ground shook and rumbled, and lightning flashed. You will climb to the surface and emerge at the official center of the earth. You will name and establish the official center of the world. That is your quest, said Wad.
Fuck off. Said the oldest man in town. Leave me alone.
Oh boy. Look at the glasses. Octagons, 88 in the glasses.
Oh, right. 88 Hail Hitler. Okay, got it. HH Hail Hitler. H is the 8th letter of the alphabet. Sorry. I'm aware of where he's going with this. I think those are not octagons. What a stretch. Listen, he comes up with these things on the fly. What does anything have to do? What does Hitler have to do with any of this? You aren't doing enough drugs. Do more drugs, it'll make sense, man. Do a lot more drugs. Listen, they're knitting needles, and I don't have to explain that shit.
Let's zoom this up a little bit. How will I know where to go exactly? Asked Ko. The center of the world is a place of the spirit as well as a fixed point, said Wad. So, they've got pioneers here.
I'm just... Uh-huh. Just, you know. Fishing White River with Ellie and Jesse. Guess who showed up? I mean, like, most of this shit's just absolutely fucking insane garbage, but then he's like, I went fishing. This man seems very stable. How did we get here? Because my brother drove past the center of the world. And we started looking into it, and basically the only information you can find on it is a tourist attraction and this thing. What is his most viewed upload? That's a solid question. Popular. Finally, the proof of God that every person needs to see this video.
Fresh air. What's on here? 327. Oh boy. So you got the number of the beast, which is 237 on the biplane.
No, but that's not what that says 321, first off. Second off, that's not a 7. Third off, that number is completely fucking different.
They're cutting down trees, which is also from the Book of Enoch.
Because trees are a building material!
It says the angels labored at the trees. And we thought that those might be tree portals.
What?
A place of the spirit. There's a hot air balloon, so there's your helium. It isn't a place, after all. You are...
Tree portals? Helium?
dragon. It is named for happiness, a desire of all creatures and a gift of God, earned and kept only by the hard work and virtue. And that is actually what the name Felicity means. It means like happiness, but there's also a dark meaning to it, or an alternate meaning. We won't call it a dark meaning. We are in the year of the cat, and the name Felicity also doubles for the name feline. It has the pioneer spirit.
What?
The air is always clean. It has a human ambassador who understands dragons. It welcomes all humans who work hard and protect their families. Wow.
The evil meaning of cats. What the fuck are you talking about? LGBT rainbow stolen. Sorry, gays. The dragons took them. GG Mars, thank you for the 29 months of support. That's very kind of you. Kitties are evil. You heard it here first. That's how you know he's a reputable source.
Finally, Wad said, "You will know the exact spot by your likeness. On with your quest. It will be difficult and dangerous. Good luck and good courage. Argolex next Megatour." This is a solemn dragon blessing and encouragement. Oh boy. Now what is this by your likeness? Well, when you go into Google Earth, you can almost make out some kind of bizarre dragon-like feature in the landscape. Maybe we'll look at that at the end of the show here. Let's keep going.
1984, don't worry about it. Jesus died on the cross 2,000 years ago to pay for your sin debt. Accept the free offer of salvation today if you haven't. Seven Hills, Rome, and Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia. A female goddess. It's all coming together. I guess. Which one? Hush now. Virtual Siggy nailing telltale. Written and illustrated by those in the know.
Co thanked Wad. Then he
Also, remember how we were watching this originally just to figure out what the fuck the book was supposed to be about? It just seems about a dragon on a quest to find the center of the world. As one would expect, Ko, the good dragon at the center of the world.
Studied and studied and studied and studied. He memorized maps of the surface and found in a
Plum Blossom Robot, thank you for the 11 months of support.
warm part of a great free country, the Chocolate Mountains. Dragons, like ourselves, like chocolate.
My god, the chat is just throwing shit out there. What is the point of this book anyways, dang Satan?
So, he studied all the maps. You got France, Ireland, Mexico. But look at how China is broke apart here on its own side of the page with Wuhan at the center.
It's not at the center. I mean, kind of, as far as center of China, yeah, because if you're just looking at the coastline, yeah, yeah. He probably just needed to fill some white space over there. He needed something to fill in that spot, and he didn't want to make more maps of the world. He made this in 1984, so he had to manually go find maps of the world. I know that's where Wuhan... I mean, COVID did come from Wuhan, but Wuhan's a big fucking city. Like, It's not. The 8 million people live there. New York City. Population 8.4 million. So it's slightly bigger than New York City. So, like, yeah, I would probably put that on a map. If I was gonna have a map of China, that seems like a fucking, like, that, sure, yes.
Felicity. And it shows a dragon statue here. And this is where they decided to build. It says, while reading the Dragon Times, Ko saw that near the Chocolate Mountains, a pioneer named Jay was building a house at a place named Felicity. This means happiness, and there was the likeness of Ko. This is it, said Ko. Eureka, he set forth. Ko says goodbye to his parents. Ko then said to Jay, only you can speak to dragons. Bring me questions from human beings. Only you can find me and enter my secret place. I need privacy for a few hundred years. I can fly at night when no one sees me. My scales reflect radar.
What? I want to say that this is just a poorly written book.
Wow. Center of the world. After studying the stars, Ko said, I declare officially to all humans and dragons that here at Felicity, California is the official center of the earth. And here at Felicity, California is also the official center of the world. You, Jay, will build a monument at this very spot. And that's exactly what
Jacques Andre, whatever his name is.
What he did. And here's the creepy part. I send a kiss. Be sure to let it cool. To each boy and each girl on earth. And dear
What about the Sphinx? Oh, the Sphinx is not a statue. It's a petrified creature where iron oxide, where it should be blood on the Sphinx. The Sphinx is real, guys. It's a real corpse of a creature petrified in stone or some shit. I don't know.
children of all ages.
First off, cool idea. Like, all of these conspiracy theories are cool ideas for a book. Like, that's rad as shit, honestly. Like, that the Sphinx could just wake up and turn into a creature? That's cool as fuck. You should write a book about that. Do you think that the guy who wrote the Da Vinci Code was like, hey, this sounds like a conspiracy theory? What if I, instead of making it into a conspiracy theory, I turn it into a fictional book?
As you go to sleep at night, you can feel on your cheek the warm and gentle kiss of Ko the Good Dragon at the center of the world. The end. How creepy is that? The story is dedicated to children of all ages. Forthcoming, The Quest of Ko. Adventures on the way to the surface.
That would be the fucking story, bitch! Like, I feel like the story would be, you know, generally when you write a story, you write the beginning, and something happens that causes the hero to go do a thing, right? And then the rest of the book is mostly about them doing the thing. Like, Gandalf shows up and he's like, hey, Frodo, take this ring from me. I want to be high as shit and not do anything. And then Frodo goes and spends like 3 books working his way towards a tower where he can throw a ring off a roof. And Gandalf's like, ballin'. Thanks for that. And that's how a story works, right? The book ends once he does that. I feel like we missed the entire middle bit of the book here. Like, he was told he had to go do a thing, and then he just did it immediately. Well, when they're talking about Middle Earth, I don't think they did mean, like, Lord of the Rings Middle Earth.
As well as Phoebe and Co. Visiting the world, Jay, the author, is the human ambassador to the dragons. TKS, the illustrator, lives in Scarsdale, New York, with her husband.
You spent way too much money on this illustrator, just as an aside.
And 2 children. How many stars are there on this page? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Why do you only count sometimes?
Getting black bears off of there, because all.
He's already pre-counted this shit. He has to have.
Forthcoming, The Quest of Co. Adventures.
How is it fine for a children's book? Nothing fucking happened.
As well as
there was no quest.
Co.
In you know, like, give a mouse a cookie. Like, don't you have to, like, you have the story about how, like, it wants a cookie and it begs for cookies, and then there's a conclusion where it's a problem if you give them too many cookies. I feel better about my own art skills after seeing this book. Yeah. A lot of children's books don't have any story. I'm trying to think of, like, Goodnight Moon. That's like saying goodnight to everybody. This book skipped the part where he did a thing. This book just kind of sucks. It's not like a cult or anything.
Visiting the world, Jay, the author, is the human ambassador to the dragons. TKS, the illustrator, lives in Scarsdale, New York, with her husband and 2 children. How many stars are there on this page? Let's count them.
Stelluna
1, 2, 3,
was a great
4,
book,
5,
yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 and 9. That's 18.
Yeah, this book is just a self-insert
19,
where he
20,
calls
21,
himself
22,
the ambassador
23,
to dragons.
25, 26, 27. 28. Wait, let's count them again. Sorry, guys. There's 9, 10. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So
everyone stop. Everyone, real quick, clap. He did a great job. He did it. He counted. He's such a good, he's a grown boy now.
Stars. And I think that's it.
What about 38? Wow, Sick Nasty Demons. That's an awesome name for a band, by the way. Sick Nasty Demons. They sing songs to Lucifer, donning his own creation. Jesus was the stone that the builders rejected. What?
What a trip, you guys.
Is the number 38 somehow relevant? I don't know. That was not a number he knew anything about, so he's just like, never mind.
Ko, the good dragon at the center of the world. That's it. That's a video of the cat that came by the other night. So what are your guys' thoughts on this? Before we maybe open up Google Earth and see if we can find this dragon. Now tomorrow, as many of you know, Monsanto built the World of Tomorrow at Disneyland in 1957. Tomorrow we're going to take a look at one of the floor plans from this particular World of Tomorrow, or House of Tomorrow. And it is a satanic double cross floor plan. Now that Monsanto World of Tomorrow opened on 666, which is June 12th, 6 and 6 and 6. And it opened in 1957. And what did they feature at this Home of Tomorrow? They featured the microwave.
Dear fucking God! Not the microwave!
And 57 is a microwave. It's 5G. So...
Okay, yeah, all right. I love how they just take numbers and then they just sort of ignore the rest of the number. It's like, oh yeah, 3, 2, 1. That's the same as 237, which is the number of the beast, 666. And it's like, my dude, what? Oh, 57. You know what that means? That was the invention of the microwave. You know what another microwave is? 5G. That's not true, but it does not matter.
The Home of Tomorrow is happening now. We'll break that down and we'll get caught up on all the other headlines tomorrow. And then Tuesday, we're going to go back to a 2017 comic in which coronavirus and bacillus, which is a fungus, is mentioned. There's even a Biff character in the comic. The comic is called Asterix and Obelisk.
Crucky, thank you for the 3 months of support. Wolf Poop, thank you for the 50 months of support. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
It was from 2017, several years before the pandemic started. So we have a full week already. Make sure to show up at the same time every morning. You won't get a notification because YouTube is trying to cancel this channel. They'll never send out a notification.
That's just because the algorithm sucks ass. I'll be honest with you. I have that same issue.
And if they do, it'll be too late. So this is why we do daily shows, so you know exactly what time to show up. Now we're on the weekend. Usually I'll start an hour later on the weekend. But if you're here at the regular time, you'll see the live show and you can wait for it. So 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 West Coast.
Also, like, YouTube will, if you mention something that's like a known conspiracy theory, hence why this is not got this, but if you mention something that is a known conspiracy theory, I'm trying to think of something like alien abductions. If you say alien abductions in the title of your video, it will add a little like thing from Wikipedia giving you like a resource of like commonly known as alien abductions or blah blah blah. That's about as close as he could probably get on like being canceled by YouTube. And also they probably look at stuff like that and probably try and like bring it down a bit. He's probably not shadow banned because when you look up the good dragon at the center of the world, his YouTube stream from 7 months ago shows up. So, you know, his channel's still doing okay. He's got more subs than me. We got a new 9/11 conspiracy? How? Microwave from Brookhaven's lab takes down the Twin Towers. Jet fuel can't melt steel beams, but a microwave could. You ever think about that shit? You ever think about how microwaves could melt steel beams? They just put, like, all the footage of you seeing, like, planes driving into the towers, that didn't happen. That was made with AI digital something. They just shoved the towers into a microwave, and that's why they're gone.
Time every single day. And let's go into Google Earth and see if we can find this dragon at Felicity in the landscape.
I want to know what they think dragons are. Church of England. That gave me goosebumps. Guys
in a second here.
Oh, right. That's why when they put, it was with the popcorn function. You're right. Yeah, it didn't work. That's why the Pentagon was fine. Because they tried to use the popcorn function on it and didn't work. It's not popcorn. Right, it's a building.
Let's take this grid off of here. All right, let's share screens.
So, okay, here's something very important about conspiracy theories, is that if you believe one, most of the time you believe a second one. And the reasoning for that is that a lot of conspiracy theories don't make any fucking sense by themselves. And so to fill the gaps with knowledge that isn't, regularly understood knowledge, you have to go into another one. So let me explain it like this. Flat Earth. Why is NASA trying to cover up that the Earth is flat? Just pretend for a second that the world is flat, right? And that is real, and then that NASA is actively trying to trick us all into thinking that we've been to the moon, and stuff like that. Why would NASA do that? They have to have a reason to do that, right? So you have to come up with another reason. So NASA is tricking us with pictures of the Earth because, I don't know. Aliens? We didn't go to the moon because we can't have gone to the moon. If we went to the moon, then we would have seen the Earth, and obviously those pictures aren't real. So what is the moon? Like, you can't just believe one conspiracy theory. You have to believe multiple ones in order for it to make sense. Like, it starts falling apart very quickly once you start, like, looking at, So, usually when a conspiracy theorist is into a theory, they're into multiple theories, and then those theories are... The moon has flesh. Wonderful. It's connections to the Bible saying the Earth is flat, maybe? Round Earth is satanic to them?
All right, now you should be able to see my screen. Felicity, California. It's right on the border of Arizona and California. And I guess they're calling the Chocolate Mountains up here. It's very close to Yuma. And you can almost make out
Also, like, didn't he say his dad was Satan because he owns the world? Isn't that like, not like super up on my crazy conspiracy theorist shit, but isn't that God's job to like be
dragon in the green areas? Now, of course, all this is subjective. I mean, obviously, this is subjective, but you can almost make out the head of the dragon, and maybe that's what they were referring to because they gave us the clue that
it's the green bit's dragon shaped, I guess.
they knew the place because of what it looked like.
But Felicity's over there.
These horns here, maybe two horns formed by these two rivers. I think that's the Colorado River, and the head of the dragon. Again, subjective.
Yeah, Felicity's all the way the fuck over there, not in the dragon shape area. Wouldn't the dragon be here? Not over. Like, it would be, the dragon should be here if that's.
That there was some clue in the landscape. There's the Salton Sea coming up out of the sea, the beast coming up out of the sea, possibly. Who?
Hold on, are those farms? The round things are a type of farm. I didn't think you could actually see them on Google Maps like this, but instead of having like, it's easier to have an arm that swings in a circle like a clock does, that waters everything, rather than one that goes forward and back. This is weird for robots to do. So you'll see like some farms that are round shaped due to the pesticide / watering arm. Or excuse me, hold on. It's Satan's genital warts.
Who knows? Bizarre.
Sorry, I wasn't being insane at that moment.
Go back into the chat. Close that up.
I'm not seeing it.
All right.
Tracy Williams
on all this?
Is a fucking insider. Tracy Williams is a fucking Fed. Walmart martial law. Prepare for Walmart martial law.
Crazy times, right?
Crazy times. The Salton Sea was a big mirror.
Let's go ahead and show you the Honey Milk Ranch. I almost forgot. All right, let's pull this up here. All right, let's go.
Well, it's time. You see that hanging Chad there on the tree? Now, what happened there was that when they were pushing down some of the other trees, it snapped that limb off. So I have to go try to pull that down. The way I'm going to do it, I'm going to use this line here, this hook on it. I'm going to try to get this, swing it up and around the lower limbs, try to get it to where it stays, and I'm just going to pretty much pull the limb off without hurting the tree. Let's go take a look, you guys.
I think he's building a house. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with the dragon.
Let's check on the babies. Let's check on the elderberry. Got a lot of rain. Look at the weeds. They're all dying from the salt water. Amazing. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
I'll have to come back probably and touch some of these up. But it
You
appears as though
salted the earth?
a lot of them are dying. I don't know what the difference is between some of them that died and some that didn't. We'll have to come back and do
You've destroyed any chance of you being able to farm that land. Why'd you do that? That's a thing mean people do to other people to fuck with them. Why'd you do it to yourself?
another dose. Let's get to this tree here.
Now, there's plenty of weeds on the property. Some people felt sorry for the weeds. There's plenty of weeds on the property. It's 6 acres, you guys. I'm only walking around one of those 6 acres. And these are areas that need to stay free of the weeds because the weeds carry ticks. And it just looks trashy, and it's in the driveway. It's not where the weeds are supposed to be. Nothing's ever going to grow there in terms of a garden. So I'm just only spraying certain areas that I need to be clear so I can walk back and forth, get the wood and all that kind of stuff.
What the fuck does this have to do with anything? Is this just like a... I think he's done talking about the book. He connected a lot of dots. He didn't tell us what the picture meant. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. This is his compound update section. Yeah, I think that he's done talking about the book at this point. All right, so I'm saving this because this video is fucking insane. It looks like he's built a house. I didn't know that salt water works. Well, there you go. So I guess the book sucks. It's really not a... I don't think it's conspiracy theory worthy. I think it's just a rich asshole built a fucking pyramid in the desert and decided to write a book about it. Neat. Sucks that Satan wrote it, right? Secret cabal of something... maybe pedophiles? I don't really know what we're at here. I'm gonna go pee real quick. I'll be right back. Give me like a minute. BRB. 2 minutes, BRB. Alright, I'm back. Welcome back, everybody. You guys are just getting done with your ad. secret conspiracy. You should count all of the bars on the fence. It's a number of them. I kind of want to check something real quick with this video because I think that there's like a part of me that wants to believe that this will make sense if I just stare at it long enough. And I don't think that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna start the video over because we skipped over the intro. Maybe he said something in the intro that makes it make sense.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at a children's book from 1984 called Co, the Good Dragon at the Center of the World. Now, what makes this book creepy is that the name Co, of course, it also stands for Center of the Earth or Center of the World, which is the name of the book, also means twin. The name Co means twin. I want to thank Tracy for sending me screenshots of this book. She actually purchased the book, sent me screenshots of it. And so what you're about to see next really has not been seen by anybody who had not purchased the book, because there's nowhere online that has a complete library of the pages in a PDF format. So what you're going to see, no one else has seen unless you own the book. Now, we're looking at copies of this book. Some of them were going up to $500. I think Tracy's copy that she got was like $100 or something like that. That's still way too much to pay for a children's book. And many of those of you who have hard copies of any kind of book, you know that anytime they don't want you reading something, they will make these books cost.
Who is they? I think it's just an out of print, obscure children's book.
Costs lots and lots of money.
Wouldn't you just make a book not available at all if you had the ability to change the price on it? Like, if I had a book out there, like, let's say someone wrote a book that explained all of my, like, I don't know, plot to take over the world and how I'm doing it actively and all that shit. Like, wouldn't you just scrub it from existence rather than making it expensive? Like, wouldn't that make more sense?
Hundreds and hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars for some of these books. And that's because they don't want you reading this information. So this is one such example. Now, what is this book about and why are we covering a children's book today?
That's a great question.
Well, if you're new to the channel or you just tuned in or just getting caught up to speed on this particular story, this book was written as a prelude by the builder of an occult site called Felicity, California. Now, it says here 1985.
Who's buying these books? Tracy, apparently, right? Who bought it and then scanned it for this other guy? What makes this site a cult? I'm sure we'll find out.
The author wrote the book, but it actually, you'll see in the book, it's 1984. Which, of course, is the pivotal year, the beginning of the end of America, when the erosion of freedoms and rights began, and we are now living in the prelude to the dystopian future, a future of the surveillance state, of mind think, teaching you and forcing you how to think, how to act. Cancel culture, all of these things didn't used to exist, but now.
Cancel culture used to exist. They just used to tell you to get the fuck out of here. It was called banishment. We've been doing it for a minute. Also, 1984 is literally just a random fucking year the author chose to be.
They exist. We are in 1984.
It's 2023,
Now,
my bitch.
what is up with Felicity, California? Well, I did a couple videos on this so far. It's an occult site with pyramids and alignments. There's a giant serpent that's crowned with the church that we found from the sky. All kinds of crazy stuff. And this is a place with dark roots and stories of trafficking and sacrifice and secrets. Now, let's get into some of these pages. And at the end of the show, I'm going to show you an update on the Honey Milk Ranch.
Okay.
We'll try to end on a positive note. And but for now, we need to get through this book, Ko, the Dragon at the Center of the World. And these end pages say it all. A circle of dragons.
Okay, so now we're back at the beginning. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss something. I wouldn't want to call him an idiot without actually having fully digested his thought. That's bad practice. This guy's a fucking idiot. Needed the whole context on it. Yeah, it doesn't get any better. Like, the guy just doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about and is making shit up. Well, he says that. He says that, you know, Wikipedia says 1985, but the book says 1984. He's actually right on that one, that the book does say 1984. It is entirely possible that he got them printed in 1984, maybe like December, November, and didn't actually get it out into circulation until 1985, which would totally fuck up this whole series, but, you know, whatever. I mean, it was self-published back in 1984 or 5, whichever. It probably was not a clean release. Like, based on how this was done, I don't think that anyone here was, like, well done. Like, I don't think anyone has any idea what the fuck. Like, no one that was working on this project knew what the fuck they were doing. Okay, well, I just want to make sure that I understood this guy. Yeah, no, he's totally insane, and I don't know why he's saying this. I do know why he's saying this. I think that he actually might. Yeah, I couldn't find a PDF of this either. That's why we ended up watching this in the first place, because I was literally just trying to... This all happened because I was trying to find a PDF of this insane book that is mentioned when you look up the official center of the world. He talks about this book that you can't get. Right, because they're hiding the truth. Like, I believe somewhere in here he says the center of the universe could be in your pocket. Like, this just seems like a weird fucking place to go. Was the book writer's name mentioned? Yeah, it's J.A.I., which stands for Jacques-Andre Estelle, the mayor of Felicity, one of 2 residents. Founder, mayor, museum curator, the guy who popularized Halo jumps in America, which apparently is true. The letter ultimately led to the Halo high altitude, low opening project. He insisted on safety while parachuting, writing the original basic safety regulations for the sport, which were accepted by the Civil Aeronautics Administration. Does this dude talk about tree portals in any other videos? I want to know what a tree portal is. What is a tree portal? Trees like rocks have many. This is from crystal-life.com. Trees like rocks have many faces, for they stay at one position for a long period of time and develop various aspects of their personality by manifesting these energies in different parts of their body. Very often they will manifest strong emotional situation that has occurred in their immediate area when they're very young. They also manifest the energies the nature divas and spirits are seeking to hold in place of Earth. What does that mean? What? I had some fun here with the alpha tree in the local park. She has 3 prominent portals that are on the base, which are lined up to form a human body, seeing eyes, feeling heart, and grounding sexual organs. This can't be real, but it's spectacular. It's 100% real. I've seen Bigfoot and other creatures through the tree portals. Hosted December 7th, 2023. Hey, Ray. Hi, Ray. The parts are real. 3 different portals, the tree behind them. I just took the individual photographs and lined them in Photoshop. Glad this intrigued you. Trust you will go into nature and look at them with new eyes at all the life forms around you. 12 years after the original comment. Yeah, I didn't catch that. That's a solid point. What is a portal tree? This is a Minecraft thing. Or is it? Or is it? This is from Arno Sleep. This is a creepy pasta. No Sleep has an official thing about not reading their stuff on their, on YouTube and Twitch and such. So I don't want to do that. Did I move? No, I have not moved yet. We're going to be moving in late March, early April. Yeah. In a related note, and let me know if you're feeling this or not. There is a Twitch bounty that I'd like to do for the Dosh, and because it's a game that I already own, I was thinking about doing that. Get that bounty before it runs out tomorrow. it'll also help with the fact that, no, I will say, really solid news. We had some problems with the car the other day. I don't know as if I told you guys this. I thought that it was the hybrid battery, right? Because it was the battery over the back seat or over the back wheel. And like the Prius we have, it charges whenever you brake. So I figured that's... So I called a bunch of places, and apparently to get the hybrid battery replaced, it's going to be about like $2,000 to $4,000. That battery in the back, I found out literally like minutes before going live, is not the hybrid battery. That's just a regular 12-volt battery, which is like $300. And then there's like a $50 to $20 discount if I give them my old battery. I spent the last couple of days worrying that we had to somehow come up with $2,000. Let me tell you something. Not making the kind of money where I can afford a 4-digit, like any sort of sudden 4-digit issue that we have, we cannot afford. But if it's like in the 3-digit range, like we can give up like going out to eat and, you know, give up, you know, our allowance and shit like that. So yeah. A 4-digit issue is a much bigger problem. That is rent paying money. When I say rent paying money, I mean like the low thousands. Do you have an emergency fund? Kind of forgot to calculate that out for stuff. They probably knew. Yeah, one of the places I told him which one they jumped, and the guy just straight up told me, yeah, it's going to be $2,000. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the EV battery. I just legitimately thought that the battery that's not in the hood would be, you know... I figured that was the hybrid battery. Yeah, I don't make that much money. I make somewhere around like minimum wage. Like I make like server pay, essentially. We figured this out the other day on stream. Anyway, I'm gonna do a Twitch bounty now. You got the weirdo Prius with the 12 volt in the back? Yeah. I mean, it was like a 2013 and it was cheap as fuck. We bought it when it was under 100,000 miles. A 2013. We're moving out of state, yeah. Anyway, give me half a second for people on YouTube, and then I'm going to switch, and then we can come back to this if you guys want. Let me know when you hear this, guys. I think I might get myself some more coffee as well. Watch the most watched video. We need to watch that when we come back to this, I think. We can do another one. I'm gonna get some coffee. I'll be 5 seconds, and then I'm gonna flick the switch to turn off stream and bring it back with Ready or Not. They're doing a bounty for that game, which is going to be a bit of a minefield for me to deal with. I will be giving out a code for the game because they give you one whenever you do a Twitch bounty and already own it. So yeah, half a second. All right, I'm back. Sorry that took so long. Trying to make sure I had some coffee walking into this. So, All right. Let me turn off the YouTube thing for half a second. And then I will update the title.